Principality of Monaco for PSGL round 5. I'll get it right in the title this time. I'm joined by a veteran of the track, a man who won in F12 on pad as well. Specifically requested by him to introduce him in this way. I wasn't planning on doing so, but he begged. It's Joe Sala.
I didn't beg you. I just said as a joke, mention it. Yeah, hello, welcome back to Monaco, guys. Welcome back to PS Channel. Welcome back to Monaco. As Carter said, we are back in the Principality. I don't know what I'm going to expect from 39 laps. We could finish with one driver. We could do 1996 style and finish with 3. With Olivier Panis, the Frenchman, basically his own race, won at this track. Who knows what's going to happen? But yes, I did win it on a pad. That's all I'm going to talk about today because I don't really like talking about it. But it's down to F9 now, the top Sunday tier. To see what they can do. Strategy obviously should be medium, hard, medium. But penalties can be quite frequent around here because some of the corners are very open. So let's see about that.
And not to mention one of the biggest elephants in the room, the damage.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, damage. The walls are close and they hurt your car when you hit them. There's lots of different corners where you can, well, pretty much every single corner you can pick up damage very easily.
Even on a straight.
Even on a straight, you can pick up damage. Especially if it's wet. Inside the tunnel, it's spinnable in there, like really spinnable if you're on the wet tyre. So best of luck to you if it's raining. That's what they've all been really worried about. They're like, Monaco, we can do. Throw it on the blue wall tyres, and it becomes a problem. It's cloudy, but it's not raining just yet. Who knows?
I'm going to check a Discord chat because they might be screaming at the weather.
That's a valid shout as well because they get to see what's happening for the race as well.
Yep, is it? I put it in the chat. Is it wet, boys? Let's see.
No,
it's not wet.
It's going to be a dry race, but it's a Red Bull out. Oh no, what am I on about? It's a Mercedes out first and then a Red Bull almost instantly afterwards. So both Red Bulls leaving the pits very, very quickly. Williams out as well, and a Haas. So most drivers trying to get in a early lap done by the looks of it. A couple of drivers right now got the mediums tyres on the yellow walled, which is an interesting choice. Not usual to take, but possibly it's just to get a bit comfortable on this track because, well, you've really got to be comfortable especially for a qualifying lap if you want a decent position.
Yeah. Exactly, and also, obviously, Tam and Josie are both here, the 2 championship leaders so far. Well, I said 2 championship leaders. Tam is the championship leader by 8 points. Had a very disappointing Canadian Grand Prix. I cannot speak again. Canadian Grand Prix. But, he'll be open to pick up this is the most important qualifying session of the season, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
You want to get pole here. The grid stops are so far back as well. There's a piece on Sky Sports F1 when it was Monaco when Charles Leclerc was on pole before he binned it off or whatever. The grid stops are so far back, it's very hard to actually overtake anyone going to turn 1. This is most importantly the biggest qualifying session of all time. In the season, the drivers, you want to get into the zone when you're on the qualifying lap, get as close to the barriers as you can without actually hitting them, which is very hard to do around here, especially on a pad.
Well, drivers have started already, as you were speaking. Ollie is on his flyer along with Yossi. So the 2 Hasses being some of the first cars out. On top of that, Stiggy has started a lap and pretty much everyone else is on an out lap right now. Other than Suarez, who has decided to stay in the pit lane. So getting your banker lap in for most of these drivers will wish to develop it nice and early. Or progressively, should I say. Most drivers will go out for as many laps as possible. I'm pretty sure of it. However, would you want to save some tyres and look for, is it going to be safety cars? Do you want to save some tyres in case that happens? Because, well, drivers, I hate to break it to you, but they might crash.
Yeah, and also you can overtake it. It's very hard to overtake. You can overtake it, though. It's not impossible. It damn nearly is impossible, but it's not impossible. You can overtake. So I'd assume you want to see some tyres. They're 10.6 the first lap time. I'm sure Yossi is going to probably beat that. No, it's not 11.2.
Oh, he's on mediums.
Oh, he's on mediums. Yeah. Let's see actually. He looks like he's doing okay.
Stiggy's about to come across the line. Will he improve the 10.4? No, it's a very slow time. He's also on mediums, but that is considerably slower than Yossi's time. Other than that, few more drivers getting some times in. A little bit more open so far than what we've seen throughout qualifying so far. Det has gone and put in the fastest Sector 2 time. Now round in Raskas, and through the final corner he goes. It's a pretty decent little acceleration out there, but very, very low gears through there. Sorry, very low revs. And it's a 10 dead. A lot faster than anybody else so far. And he's on another flyer. Well, he's driving like he's on another flyer at least, but he has got 9% ERS. So I doubt he'll get far with that one. Other than that, BR's just come across the line there. He goes 7th, 1.1 off the pace. Other drivers include Boeing, who's in the pit lane. He hasn't done a lap. Archer, who's just started on the Aston Martin, and Suarez, who has also gone and got fastest Sector 1 time in his first lap. So let's see how he gets through. Very, very open on the hairpin, not hitting the apex there, but could still be on for a decent time.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of differing lines in that hairpin. A lot will go right to the inside with the car basically going onto two wheels. A lot will go only around the outside. There's a lot of very different lines on that hairpin, because I think the preferable one will be the one around on the outside, but we'll have to see. Obviously, Fanny Marksline actually spoke to us before this Grand Prix, and he said to me that, well, he said to us that, you know, he's not looking forward to it. I don't think anyone is looking forward to it actually. Probably everyone's from Monaco on the track as Suarez does a Michael Schumacher in Raskas. But a lot of everyone's like, oh, Monaco's probably seen on the calendar, and like, that's the race I'm definitely missing. So he does an 11.3, definitely lost about 6 tenths at Raskas and Suarez. So, in the 10th place then.
Most drivers back in the pit lane now. They're just going to be waiting on some fresh tyres and getting out straight away pretty much. You don't want to waste time sitting in the pit lane at all. There you go, you see Stiggy, he's come in, he's pretty much changed his tyres and gotten straight back out again, with now every driver on the soft tyre. So now everybody's competing for provisional pole times with round 2, or run 2, which will take place in a very short period of time. I mean, out of this, what are we guessing? Who do you think is going to be performing well, or do you think it's literally a shot in the dark?
Oh, it's a shot in the dark. Like, anyone can string a lap together and get pole here. Like, it's just, I think this is anyone's pole. Like, there's no favourites for opposition. Well, unless we're looking at championship leaders, obviously. But you know, I generally think this is a shot in the dark, Carter. Anyone can, as I said, anyone could get pole around this track. It's so open and error prone. It's just, but it's so rewarding as well. If you get a lap right, it's so rewarding. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's the thing. So even the drivers that can spend like hours and hours practicing this track, if you can't get it done on the day, you've got absolutely no chance of scoring any kind of decent position. And the thing is especially with this track, like it's so much more difficult to get a lap right than it is on other tracks. Other tracks you can put the same amount of hours in practicing and you've got a much better chance of succeeding with it, whereas with this track it's just very difficult to get it right, even if you practice over and over and over again. Credit to the drivers that actually do it. So Tam just starting a lap here. Other than that, T-Show in P2 is currently 0.02 of a second faster, so heading into the chicane. And I mean, you've got some corners here which you can definitely make time up. That corner especially, that is a deadly corner there to back, because if you accidentally clip the inside, you'll also clip the outside.
That one. So
and
that one.
That one can send you flying.
Swimming pool is very famous for two incidents, back to back, I think. Well, no, sorry, very famous for two incidents. We'll just get into them in a second. Teacher Charles does go 197. That's a very good time.
Very fast third sector.
It claimed its own driver, Charles Leclerc, the Monaco crash, and actually ended up retiring from the race before he even started due to that crash. I think it's a failed drive shaft. And Max Verstappen also crashed there. Both coincidentally got pole for that race in 2018. I think Max Verstappen there. They both just kicked the inside wall and it sent it to the outside. It's a deadly corner. And Yossi is gone second actually for 198. Ticho looks very quick. He looked quick last weekend.
Ticho does look quick. He looked, yeah, really quick actually.
He looked quick last week.
Let's take a little look at the whereabouts. Forget the standings. There they are. Currently, as it stands after Canada's race, Tam sits on the top spot with an 8-point gap to Yossi in the Haas. D Morts sits in P3rd, just 6 points off of Yossi and 14 off of the leader. Suarez in P4 and Nude in P5. Our driver at the moment, Tisho, is sat all the way down in P17 after picking up no points in the first 3 rounds and 4 points in the last round he took part in. Oh no, sorry, he came in 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big old gap.
It's a lot of. He teacher struggled. You know that he didn't start up. He's looked good recently. Someone said in the chat they've gone to wheel when they've been gaining like a lot. I think it was Luca in the Alpine. I think. I can't really remember. I remember looking at it. He said, I've gone to wheel and I'm half a second quicker. I'm like, why won't I be on wheel the whole time? And he's gone to the east side at the right track, really. This is probably the hardest track to learn wheel at. If not, well, it is. Maybe behind Singapore, but I still think this is harder. But, you know, we'll have to see how everyone gets on. Obviously, I think most of these guys are wheel users, as I said last week. I don't think any of them are pad users, which is gutting, but, you know, there we are. I think Sars he's got his on P5. You know, the pad users should take over. Archer's just gone straight on, okay. So that's not his that. Mitchell, is he up on his time? Is he going? I think he's set his time, so he's stayed 3rd, but he's gone a 10th quicker. So I think everyone's lap time's actually be completed, and they're going to all come into the pit lane.
And do one more lap.
Yeah.
And that will be
the
big shootout.
The most important lap of the season.
Without a doubt, yeah, for qualifying, unless we do have a massive shootout, but for like an average of all drivers, this matters for every single driver.
Yeah. Unless we have about a 4-way title fight in Abu Dhabi, which I'm gonna love that any day of the week.
I mean, yeah, bring it on. You know, we're not saying that this has to be definite. Like, we want this to be improved upon, but you know, as of right now, this will be, without a doubt, the most vital. And do you think people are going to leave it particularly late to get their qualifying lap and sort of leave as late as possible?
They will, or they'll go out early. It's one of the two. Especially with these short tracks like these, if you go out early, you can, like, just basically, if you trigger it, then you're going to feel like the top of the world because you have all the clear track. If you go out early and you don't trigger it, you're going to get held up. So it's like, it's one of the two. Usually, personally, for my preference, I usually go out I'm losing one of the last ones out. Because I want to get the last, I want to get the best of the track. Track evolution is huge, especially on this game. So, you know, we'll have to see. But both of the Mercedes guys are actually very close, actually. They're quite close to each other, and they're both on the lap. 3 thousandths between each other. So...
Oh, indeed. Stiggy currently just 10th and a half up, just over, heading into the chicane. Nicely done. Drivers as well will also be... it's going to be a matter of how many people are going to have to incident report blockages Hopefully minimal, but
there wasn't any in the league race I did, thankfully.
it could be difficult.
No one's retired yet though, which is quite interesting.
No, everyone stayed on track and it's been pretty nice
time.
so far. Stiggy, that's a very good time for Stiggy. GC is going to have to do a lot to improve or to match that. He's got to gain about 4/10 of a second he's got to do. Coming across the line, Fusion Gold is faster.
Oh, wow,
it's very close. So Mercedes with a very matched speed. Other than that, pretty much every other driver. And there you go, Suarez is the first man to go out on an outlap. Is it going to trigger anything? The pit lane says no. So Suarez he's bit the bullet. Red Bull's come out as well. I'm pretty sure that is Vita. Other than that, no other drivers leaving the pit lane as of right now.
Okay. So, Suarez out on his first lap, which is quite interesting. It's very early.
It is 3 minutes. Nearly 4.
Yeah, exactly. So, maybe he wants to go for 2 laps.
Yeah, get a slight, extra lap in just to make sure that he's comfortable. And it's also a matter of, if you make a mistake, you can say, if the mistake's early on and you haven't picked up any damage, quickly switch your ERS back to recharge, just ride out a nice slow lap and then go again. And it just, I guess, gets rid of a little bit of that risk element to it, a little bit. Not massively, because if you spin out here, you're likely to hit something, but I mean, nevertheless. T-Show's also on an outlap, so is a Ferrari leaving there. That will be Rapporti. I think most drivers are some drivers are definitely beginning to head out. McLaren in front of Suarez here. When's he going to get out of the way? That is here at Casino, and it's going to be very busy for Suarez as he tries to navigate. Done perfectly, the Red Bull there, getting out of the way very nicely. And he's managed to get out of that one a bit lucky, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't help that the Williams went off, actually, I believe. So, actually spun. Teacher, I think, spun. So, yeah, it was great. But, Suarez looks okay. I think I understand why he's gone out so early now, so he can avoid the absolute flurry of people coming out of the pit lane, which haven't actually happened yet, which is quite interesting. A lot of guys saving it. We've got like 2 minutes left now, I think Teacher's backed off. I think Suarez has backed off, actually. Yeah, he definitely has. So, he's going to go now. This will be his lap. Probably, he's only got 2 more attempts, depending on the fuel. The Williams, Mercedes will have to get out of the way. Turn 1.
Well,
yeah, I think everyone's starting to go on the pits now.
Yeah, Suarez comes across the line. He didn't have the lap of dreams. It was about 3 seconds slower. So he backed off there. T-Show now starting his lap. Let's see whether he can improve. So with Monaco, you go up a very sharp hill through your first couple of corners.
Oh no.
And then we hit Casino. And there's a car in front. Dodged that curb on the outside. Missed the Aston Martin nicely there. It's a fastest sector 1 time into the famous hairpin. He's navigated that pretty nicely. Notice how the drivers don't drop below 3rd gear. That's because the spinning is so terrible in this game. You don't drop below 3rd unless you're either in the pit lane or on an outlap. And he's hit the wall. T-Show's hit the wall down at the chicane. That's a very tough bit to get your car through, and he's managed to hit the wall there. So that's him it might be him out of qualifying now, and that's his lap that he's got to live off of and make the most of it.
Who is next on a lap?
Based on that,
Who is next?
Is it Fusion? Fusion, yeah, Fusion's just come across.
He's just started.
Oh, he's just started his time.
Is it Mitsubi maybe?
I think it might be, I mean, yeah, he's coming through Tabak right now. Can't see another one. He's going fastest sector 2 time, but still down on his time by 4,000 a second. Tam and Vita out of the session, and there goes Mitui. round in circles. So the pressure beginning to get to some of the drivers. Yossi starting his lap now as well. Let's see how he gets on. It was very vigorous through the first corner, so he's clearly going for getting as close to the wall as possible there. Practically clipping. Oh, this is really good lapping from Yossi at the moment there. Slight little bump on the outside, just going through Casino, but it's nearly a tenth, just over a tenth down. So Mitwe finishes his qualifying and Stiggy is retired. Fusion Gold starting a lap, but I'm pretty sure he's down on his time as well. Archer also down on his time, so drivers struggling. Suarez just about getting away with what's happened.
Wow. Lucas had a massive moment into back. He's lost his complete wing. So here we're starting from last. A lot of the drivers actually struggling to get a good lap in. Yeah, Yossi is the next one to cross the line, but he's not the next one. But he's down. Sorry.
He's down, but he has got the fastest sector 2 times. He's gonna have to nail sector 3.
The speed through that chicane was unbelievable. For Anthony Node will come down on the power. Is this pole?
Is it pole?
Yes,
it's not. It's not pole, and it's not pole by nearly a tenth of a second. So T-Show has managed to hang on there through qualifying, even after bottling his lap. And that, everyone's done. That went surprisingly quick, and it felt like not a lot happened, but it's because most of the people crashed.
Track evolution wasn't a thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's gained about half a tenth of a second through that track. He went so slowly through the first sector. He was like a tenth and a half down, and he's just clawed it back through the second and third sector, but it's just not enough. Had he have had a better first sector, he was pretty much looking on for pole position there, but it's not for Yossi, and it is for the Williams of T-Show. That is a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. T-Show on pole position here in Monaco with Yossi in P2. Mitwe came in P3 and Stiggy P4. Fusion Gold in P5 and Archer P6. Suarez P7 and Nude P8. Vita P5 and 10th went to Fabio Marksiner. 11th is Ollie and VE Boeing in P12. Tam all the way down in P13, current leader of the championship. BR from the McLaren in P14 and Demorts P15, Real Pordy P16 and Luca P17. On top of that as well, Demorts P3rd in the championship, P15 here. Monaco is a weird place.
The championship leader in P13 is... He doesn't qualify well, Tam. He never did last season. But this is the issue. He doesn't qualify well, but he comes back in the race.
Is he going to be able to come back in this race?
He's got to have some unbelievable strategy where he pits 3 laps before everyone else, saves the tyres, because the tyres go completely off here, especially in the medium compound after 12 laps, they go, like the front end just washes and you've got to spend like another 8 laps on them. The hards aren't that bad, they're a better race tyre to be on, which I thought I'd never say. But the issue is, they go off quite quickly, quicker than Monaco races before. But there's no formation lap. We're going straight in to this race.
I forget every time. But nevertheless, we go 5 red lights here at Monaco. It's a very short way to turn 1, but is it going to be good enough for the Williams? It's not a very good launch for the Williams whatsoever, who is on the hard tyre, and Yossi goes into the lead immediately through, and I do see a little bit of debris, but everybody's made it through by the looks of it. Either way, coming up the hill, we've got 2 wide there. I saw an Aston Martin going through. Other than that, Yossi's been able to remain at the top through the first few corners. The Mercedes still together, and Aston Martin Archer having a little look there was the Alpha Tauri, now heading into the hairpin. Possible opportunity for some drivers possibly make a move. I think that's an Alpine, and big pile up there. Looking at the back of the grid there, I think a few people bumped into one another, so that might be a few rear wings slightly damaged, but it doesn't look too bad whatsoever. Yossi now a second already, broken free, as Mitwe right on the back of the Williams. Other than that, the 2 Mercedes still together, and I mean, not a whole lot of change I don't think has happened. A couple of people, BR 4 positions gained. ridiculous for not even a lap of Monaco. He's managed to get 4 places up. I mean, other than that, it's pretty quiet. No moves being made in Rascasse, really. I mean, it's not really viable, is it?
That's interesting.
What's that?
Something's happened at Rascasse. Has happened. I forgot what's going on at Rascasse.
Oh yeah, Mark
Stiggy was actually weaving the card on the back straight. I don't know if he was angry or something, or if he was just trying to walk the tyres out, or trying to get the tyres to bite. Because, as I did say, the medium tyres don't seem to bite in the first laps. Once you get into the zone with them, they are really good. But they last like 5 laps, so I'm not even joking. They get 5 good laps out of them and they're done. But 1.4 seconds at Monaco is a huge gap. Oh well, until you hit the wall, then it's not. But yeah, you know, no wall hit so far.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think obviously there was a little incident at Rascasse. Ollie and Luca 20 seconds down from Fabio Marxiner.
Oh, Ticho, he's gone off. I don't know what happened. I think he just lost it. But he's skipped the chicane. He's got a 10-second stop-go penalty.
10
That's awful.
seconds. Ouch. To be honest, I've got no idea what's happened there. That's unfortunate that we haven't managed to see it. I'm guessing maybe he's just overshot into the chicane, or maybe he's clipped the side. I'm not too sure. But either way, 10 seconds worth of time penalties is horrible, to say the least. Yeah. Yossi, ever increasing his lead, now 2.3 seconds with fastest lap that lap as well. Drivers are close to some drivers are closer to others. There's an Alpine right on the back of Vita here, Boeing. But then you can just see in some corners, and big knock there for the Red Bull. But that's the thing, sometimes you can have a knock, whether it's just the side of your car, not actually pick up any damage, and it's not the end of the world.
I don't think Teacher's got a full wing here, because I think he's got a bit of damage, because there's no way he's lost this much time. Literally picked up a penalty actually trying to avoid him in a hairpin.
Looking at his front wing, I mean, there's no visible damage that I could see, but the wing stand can still be damaged without it being being visible. It's like the end plates are still there and whatnot. It doesn't look too scratched up or anything, but nevertheless, he has definitely lost some performance, because it's now 3.4 seconds to Yossi, and Mitwi is closing in a lot more than he was just a few laps ago, and is looking to make a move here. And that's Vita out, but in the pit lane. So maybe a lot of damage, or I'm not too sure what could cause you to go out so early.
Maybe he's just given up, but
maybe
I don't
he's
blame
just,
him.
yeah,
I've
had enough here. This isn't for me.
Oh, Mitri's done the inside the hairpin!
And the two battle as they go through, and it is a lot of contact being made. Who's going to round out? It is going to be the Williams that's got the slightly better corner, but slightly better exit. And these wheels are basically locking between each other. Are they going to go for a dive? No. The AlphaTauri decides to stay behind just for the moment, but that's showing aggression to do that at Monaco, to go too wide through those two right-handers.
Round the outside. That's scary. Obviously, DRS isn't really affected around it either. Not at all. Obviously, only one DRS zone. You may as well not have a DRS zone around here, because there's literally no straight to bring on.
And little slide there. Is that going to be a position lost to the Mercedes? I think he's just going to hold on to the position. But that's showing that maybe a little bit too aggressive at times. And what was your advice to? You had a bit of advice.
Marxiner.
Yeah.
Or just basically, what I was told going into the Grand Prix is be half a second slower than what you actually are, because it just works. It does work. I wasn't going half a second slower. Don't get me wrong, but I was going like 2 or 3 seconds a lap to the guys to what I can usually do, and it worked. Obviously, I'm not gonna say what happened, because we all know what happened. But no, obviously they end up winning the Grand Prix. But yeah, like, you don't want to go up to your pace at Monaco, because it sounds stupid. But if you're going to put in constant quality laps around Monaco, you're going to end up hitting the wall. So if you just want to avoid the wall, avoid the curbs, avoid the penalties, you'll go about 3, 4, 5 tenths slower, and you'll end up in a good position. Like, you know, I didn't expect Fusion Gold or Stiggy to go up here, no offense to them, they're not the quickest guys in the league, but look, they're up there, and they're probably not going as fast as they could be. You just let everything go around you happen.
And another important thing about Monaco is sort of the flow, as we had a little look to the inside there into turn one, who did also pick up a penalty, pretty much as you were talking about not picking up penalties. But no, he's showing a lot of aggression on the back of T-Show here, and desperate to get past at this rate. I'm surprised that he hasn't gone for another move. Who knows, he might go at the hairpin here, whether he gets a decent enough exit. No, definitely not.
It'd be silly to go for that again, especially from that far back.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got to be so close. You've got to have, really, you've just got to rely on the other driver making a mistake, allowing you to push and go for it. Yossi, as of right now, absolutely flying, 6 seconds faster than second place, and yeah, really running away with this at the moment. Just making use of T-Show being on the hard tyres, whereas I'm pretty sure Yossi's on the mediums, if I'm correct. I am. Yeah, T-Show is one of the only drivers on the hard tyres, so he's going to be quite a while until he pits, which is sort of even more reason for Mitwi to try and get past, isn't it? He just wants to use those mediums.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Mitwi is a 10th, he's going to go for it, isn't he? He's going to go for it.
He's got to go for it, surely, at some point.
Oh, no way, not down here.
Oh, hey, that was an...
Mirabow's a good little overtaking opportunity, because it actually goes into the inside. If you get on the inside, is he going to send it? Is he going to send it?
He's going to send it at the hairpin.
Not again.
Big clank between the two, but the AlphaTauri has got slightly in front, and he has managed. Oh, he's going around the outside. The Williams still holds on here, but it is a better exit for the AlphaTauri. Contact still made. The Williams is staying in it as they go side by side into the chicane. They will go. It's the Williams with a better at the start, but oh my good God, these two are going to continue it through to back.
No.
Still side by side. Through to back we go, and so much slower than ever before. And the AlphaTauri does finally get it past down the inside. The Williams is having absolutely none of it. He wants past straight away again, but the AlphaTauri finally getting himself in front. It took him half a lap to do it. Side by side for half a lap. And he is finally past. The AlphaTauri moves up into second place, but T-Show, well, I was about to say holding pace there, but after a pretty horrible turn one, does drop about 7/10 back now.
That is something I thought I'd never see in Monaco.
My God!
Side by side, from the hairpin to what, to back?
To back, yeah.
A sector, really.
Yeah, it's that's ridiculous. Now, is it Mercedes' turn to try and get past? Because they're on the mediums as well. But do they have the guts?
Teacher defended that really well.
Yeah, he put in a stellar job there.
So both Mercedes are on a podium as it stands because of the penalties in front of them.
But is Mitwi going to be able to run away using T-Show as basically a blockade and force the Mercedes out of a podium?
Well, the mediums will be done soon. If I got off estimates that when I did the race, they'll be going off around about 3-4 laps. So yeah, but we did say that some take opportunity down in the New chicane, and Mitwi did show it. He did show it, and yeah, I mean, look, you can send it as well into the hairpin, as it's seen.
Clearly viable.
It might not work out, but there you are. But look, in all of that, Paul D did spin and got damaged upside the tunnel. Again, Siggy's warming up his tyres. I don't know what's going on there. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, must be really struggling or something if he's having to warm up on lap 9. I can't see any reason as to why you'd need to do that.
Boeing, the admin or the coordinator, has pit for a set of hard compound tyres. So yeah, but is going well for the Aussie, who gained 4 seconds on that lap actually, when they were battling away. So it just shows how much battling on Monaco you can do and how much time you will lose.
Well, I'm not quite sure when the... Oh, what was...
Apparently Mark Steiner, he's going backwards into Mirbo.
Oh, great. Quality. Oh
Interesting way
yeah,
to go.
right.
Attack.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's not quite the way. He might have
Forward.
picked up a little bit of damage there, I'm not too sure. Nevertheless, I'm not quite sure when this was sent, but I'm surprised that it hasn't been sent sooner. Someone put in the chat Yano, so I shall do my explanation. This is not the league which Yano races in. That is PSGL, correct, but he is PCF1. This is PSF9, so PC, PS, PlayStation, PC, computer. Two separate leagues. F1's the best, and then what
Wednesday
we go down
night.
to PC goes down to what, F6 or F5 or F12? Go down to F12. My goodness.
Yeah.
And PS goes down to like F15, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
F14.
F14. So F1 obviously being the best, F14 being the worst. Nevertheless, still good drivers. Yellow flags, final sector. Not quite sure what they were for. Might have been Fabio Marzano coming into the pits.
I'm retiring.
I'm retiring, so yeah, he's decided. Yeah, it's the end of the road for him. But yeah, we have more than one group of drivers. Is basically what I'm saying, and Yano is not a part of this group. Yeah, literally, Henry, all of them are still crazy skilled. Yeah, every single driver is ridiculously quick. Like, they boggle my, even like F14. I've seen a couple of the drivers, and they still boggle my mind how they do it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know you're talking about me, so thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, the PCF1 guys, they are incredible. Don't get me wrong. Like, they're on Wednesday nights, I believe. I don't really watch it. I'm quite busy on Wednesdays, but. Yeah, they're incredible. The speeds they can take from the corners. I understand they're on wheel. I understand they are esports, but they are just so quick. And like Yano, he's got a background in real life open wheel racing. Like used to be F4, I think F4.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
They are. Yeah, they are incredible. And don't get me wrong, Lucas Blakely is one of the best esports drivers around. And yeah, look.
But yeah, he won last season, didn't he?
I believe so. I think if he did, I mean, you probably watched it. Unfortunately, I'm very busy on Wednesdays. I love to watch him. I I also watch the highlights and stuff, and the speed they take some of these corners out is just ridiculous. Like, it's just stupid. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the race. Nothing's happened. This was kind of what we were unfortunately anticipating, was that it was going to be slow. It was going to be maybe a couple of laps of carnage at the start and some crazy moves. And don't get me wrong, Det and T-Show, I wasn't expecting that in the slightest. But this we were kind of expecting, wasn't we?
Yeah, obviously, Monaco. It's a track I've always made on the F1 calendar, no matter what happens, because it's historical context. It's the crown jewel. It's just not very good. Like, no offense to Monaco, I'm sure the Monegasque won't really care what I say, because the little country is the best. Is the best. Everyone's the second everyone looks forward to driving in real life.
Yeah.
It's not a great track. We all know that. Do I think they can probably improve it? Yes, because there's roads, it's public roads, but they won't, because this circuit now it's saved most of its own change, hasn't it? Actually.
Yeah.
From it.
It's pretty much the same as it was back in 1929 when it was first held a Grand Prix. It's an old track. It's celebrating its 100th birthday in just 7 years' time. It's speaking of McLaren, had a little look up the inside of node there that I was just watching. So I didn't quite get the move done. I'm very shaky out of Casino and could possibly go for a dive into the hairpin, but no, stays back for now, but goes a little bit wider. No, nothing. I'll keep watching. We'll stick on these two because these two are probably sort of at the moment, other than, I mean, the Aston Martin's looking pretty close to the back of Stiggy, but they did. The moment I look off of them, they had a little fight there into the chicane. And clearly the Williams thought that he was in the wrong. He's letting the McLaren through there. That's nice of him. BR moves up into 7th place.
Yeah.
I think as of right now. Also, first pits has been made. Stiggy has come into the pit lane for some hard tyres. Lap 14, he's decided to switch. And so all of a sudden, and what's happened here to Fusion Gold, who had an absolutely terrible first corner. The Aston Martin's caught up rapidly to him. He hasn't managed to get past though at the braking point. We'll have to wait for a little bit longer, but the Aston Martin is looking very, very fast at the moment. He's caught up to the back of the Mercedes very quickly.
What's happened to Stiggy? Yes, perfect. Look at the track he's got. He's got
so much
11
space.
Seconds. He's timed that perfectly.
Yeah, he's absolutely nailed that, and it is down to the second because Suarez is just behind him. He's only just managed to get in front of him. Fusion Gold going a little bit defensive there through the tunnel. So
Ticho!
What's happened to... he's stopped. He's had a mare. So Ticho moves down to 5th place. He has got himself going again. He hasn't got a left end plate though.
He can make the mediums last from here. He just needs to tyre save considerably. As Archer's in to cover Stiggy.
Into the pit lane he goes, unsurprisingly. Oh yeah, that means if Archer's had a decent enough lap, he might just about get in front of Stiggy here. But it's going to be a fight out of turn 1. Let's see how he does. It's a clean pit exit. The Williams doesn't get in his way. Tisho's gone onto the soft tyre. Right. And Archer comes out. He's going to got him. He's only gone and got him as well. He's managed to get it past Stiggy. He's had a better starting lap. Stiggy possibly on slightly colder tyres. We've seen Stiggy's been struggling with tyre temperatures as well. Weaving to try and get temperatures in. And he has managed to get past. But Stiggy, right on the back of him now, will probably want to get a move done nice and quickly.
Yeah, I think we'll just focus on getting him down in the tunnel probably. Maybe.
I mean, Stiggy is looking very fast. I'm just on the back of the Aston Martin, but it's just... Problem is it's just often not quite good enough acceleration, but it's very fast. Stiggy's going to go down the inside here, but no, doesn't go for it. But possibly he might get a switch back going into back. He's gone to the inside line and backs out just at the last second. So Fusion Gold and BR also into the pit lane. So the two drivers that these guys were fighting with as well also joining them. And Stiggy might be able to get past here after Archer's gone ghost. Stiggy doesn't make the most of Archer's slight little catch of the inside wall there. And with that, both of these two drivers have gotten out in front of Fusion Gold and BR, who come out at the back of this sort of group of 5.
This is the podium, man. This is the podium battle.
This is. Very much so. And at the moment, Archer is sort of just about holding on. Stiggy's very aggressive as of right now. Obviously on hard tyres as well.
Oh, this is going to be a battle towards lap 39 then. But Yossi's coming now.
The medium tyres, so he is...
Oh, Luca, there's been a bit of a moment at the hairpin with the car park. Actually, at the hairpin. So there's our first Monaco car park of the evening. Yossi had to get his wing changed. He was in the pit lane really long.
He must have then, surely, unless he's sort of been held up. Either way, only Nude and Det in front of him. It's a while back though, 15 seconds. That is about right for a Monaco pit. It's a very short pit lane, Monaco's, so you can get moves done. Plus, pit exit, you have got an advantage coming out.
Oh, he's hit the wall! He's hit the wall! A casino! I don't know if he's got damage, but he hit the wall quite hard on the inside of the casino, Yossi.
Visual damage looks okay, but it doesn't mean that he is okay. Either way, Yossi will have to make the most of it and hope for a safety car later on. Also, notably, I mean, okay, yeah, there's been damage, but there hasn't been that much damage, has there?
Towards the back of the grid, there probably has been. We haven't seen it. Look at the tyres in the pit lane.
Yellow flag, sector 3. That
Yes,
is
him.
that is
him.
Luca. Yeah, retiring.
It doesn't look bad, but I don't know. He hit the wall quite hard, so if he's got away with that, he's quite lucky.
Det
Done it
also
again.
in the pit lane. So maybe Yossi not quite in the groove here with these fresh hard tyres. Maybe running them a little bit cold and struggling just a tad. Either way, it is still a yellow flag. Det currently exiting the pit lane. Is he going to have him?
No.
It's going to be very... Yeah, it's just a little bit too much. Though,
Actually,
Det with the inside line.
do.
It's close, but it's not quite to be. That's the thing with the pit exit. It's such a cut of that corner. You gain about a second. You've honestly... And that's travelling very much out of the yellow line there. Picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting.
Who was it in F2 when at turn 1 who went just straight down? Was it Even? I can't remember.
Yes.
It was Nathan who completely cut the corner, wasn't it?
And he just completely cut the corner.
Yeah. Mate, the amount of the temptation to do it is so high.
It is.
It is so
because
high.
it's just such an easy move to make, and you gain like 6 positions.
It was smart. It was smart to do, but he didn't get that away for it, did he?
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't get a penalty, then that's questionable decision making.
I don't know. I think Yossi's actually got wing damage here because literally hasn't gone.
Is Det catching though? I mean, as of right now, it's pretty sort of.
No, he's caught up inside a second. I'll see how it gets on, but Stiggy is still stuck behind Arshan. He's probably screaming, move out of the way, but doesn't have to.
Unfortunately, Archer will be very happy in the situation he is as of right now. Tam at the moment, championship leader, currently running P3, but hasn't pitted just yet. I guess if he does pit, he's probably going to come out, what, 19 seconds, he's going to come out about P11-ish, I'm going to guess. It's very, very close up until about P10, where it then drops back off to Demort. So that's pretty much all other drivers that have sort of maybe had to come in for an extra pit stop, or problems, or anything of the sorts that have, struggling a lot. Yeah, so Det is Mittley is currently holding on to Yossi very well. They're pretty much matched on pace, which was not happening last time round, was it?
No.
So Yossi clearly not liking these tyres as much.
Archer had a moment.
Archer
had a moment.
He's managed to keep the position though.
It wasn't that big a moment, he just was very slow.
Yeah.
As we say, Yossi might be struggling on his side, he's going to step after that. So, I don't think he's struggling too much. He's just clipping the walls. I don't know, like, how lucky he is, because it looked like he clipped the wall quite hard on his outlap. But...
Yeah, and eventually it gets to a point where your luck runs out if you keep clipping the wall. Will he pick up damage at some point? Surely. It's just not a matter of if but when. As of right now, pretty quiet on track. A lot of drivers very close to each other. 2 Williams drivers stuck behind BR right now.
There's a train.
It is a train, and it's a long train. It's a train that stems back to P9 up to P3. So it's most of the grid that's stuck in this train. And I guess there is sort of particular drivers that are, I guess, holding that train together. Drivers that are keeping very, very close, like Stiggy, pretty much right on the back of Archer the entire time, and T-Show, who's also our only driver on the softs at the moment, right on the back of the McLaren, and I had a little look to get past there, heading into Raskas, but he didn't quite get it done. So DRS wide open, and it makes all but no difference because McLaren's also getting DRS from the driver in front. Why do we even have DRS at this track? That's the real question. There's just no need for it.
Yeah, there isn't no need for it at all. but at the end of the day, right, look, you've got, what? Well, a famous moment, well, I won't say famous, but one of the more famous moments happened here quite recently with a very young Max Verstappen and a certain Roman Grosjean. But he tanked into turn 1 with DRS because he was back in the day. DRS was quite good. He just tanked into the back of him, didn't he? But yeah, that was quite an interesting moment. You know, a bit of entertainment back in in Toro Rosso. So it'd be 2015, wasn't it? Something
yeah,
like that.
2015. Oh no, it could have been 2016. Oh,
no,
because it was Spain.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't think. Well, he must have been. He was very young in 2015. He's very young now.
He was my age.
So
he was my age in 2015. He was my age. He was 17.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Mitchell's closed in, by the way. He's closed in.
He has down to 7/10 now, which is basically sort of the racing distance that you can sort of get away with the most of this track before you start hitting them in the back. That's another problem, isn't it? Just corner speeds. The corner speeds are so low, so all of a sudden you're quite spaced out, and then such short straights, it's very difficult to get a move done. Either way, he's closed in, but is it going to be enough speed to get past? Because you've got to be much, much faster than the driver in front. Is George Russell commentating? No, he's not. I don't know which one of us you're referring to, and that's
probably me, because I do sound like a bit like him.
A little bit, yeah. No,
it's
not George Russell. It's better than George Russell.
I love that.
George Russell can't win at Monaco. This man can.
this mic is awful. I do need to get it replaced. Obviously, Christmas is coming up. Talking about Christmas, we got a sponsor, Carter. What a link that was!
That was beautiful. That was
anyway.
Spectacular. Yeah.
We've got Christmas coming up. GT Omega, the main title sponsors for PSGL Season 32. Use code PSGL at checkout and you'll get 5% off for the perfect Christmas present. Girlfriends, if your boyfriend's a gamer, get him one. Easy present. And you don't want to get him? There you go.
And the other way around, because we include everybody here. Of course, don't worry.
Of course.
He wasn't alluding to that whatsoever.
I was just referring to the general population. Yeah. But no. You know, I'm sure.
If there is someone that you're close to that likes playing games, just get them a GT Omega and they will love you forever.
That was such a good link. Oh my lord.
And it's such a beautiful link. And rest assured, this isn't a fact, but this is just my opinion. Anybody that uses a GT Omega chair, automatically 3/10 faster.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I also heard. If you race on PSGL and a GT Omega chair, that's an automatic second and that faster.
Yeah, and you get an extra 5 points at the race start.
That one's not true. But, sorry, it's happened by the way. Stiggy's had a bit of, I think Stiggy or Future Gold. Sorry.
Suarez just dropped a couple of positions there. Archer picked up a penalty as well.
Talking about having a moment, Mitwee is right on your Z after turn 1.
Oh my god, yeah, Jesus. These two are very close. I've been paying attention to Archer when he picked up that penalty just then. But no, these two very, very close to one another now. Is he going to be able to... They are. And it's... Yossi picks up a 3-second time penalty. All of a sudden...
Mitwee is in the exact position I was in on Thursday.
3 seconds down.
He's at the wall again, by the way.
Yeah, only problem is Mitwee's got to get past and then pull 3 seconds.
It's doable.
But it is doable. He's just, the earlier you get past, the more likely it is. Every single lap that he spends behind is just lowering that chance of him winning this race.
If Mitwee put that in overtake, he would have got it.
And I mean, I can't lie, Mitwee is looking in a prime position to overtake at multiple parts of a track.
Would he do what he did to Archer? Was it Archer? No, wasn't it? It was Ticho, wasn't it?
Ticho, and just go for like half a lap side by side. Because he's clearly confident in racing side by side. And has got a lot of guts. Though, in fact, to be honest, out of those 2 fights, I think Ticho had more guts for sticking with some of the battle. Like, the guy really should have given up sometimes.
They both had guts. I don't know if I can say the actual saying, but they had both guts of steel. You cannot go side by side for this track. It's renowned to not do it, and they've done it. But look, Yossi's struggling. He is struggling through this second sector. So I don't know if he's picked up a bit of damage, or were you just struggling on tyre temperatures? I don't know. He does that corner very well, actually.
Yeah, he's absolutely nailing that corner. But I think, if anything, Mitwee's really nailing the chicane. Definitely pulling a sort of a tenth of a second on Yossi quite often there.
They're matching each other at the moment.
Yeah, just through different sections of the track.
I think just did a 13.7. I'll have a look. That was you. He did a 13.8. Wait, that's Mitwee. Sorry, that's my bad. He did a 13.6. So they are matching each other for here a tenth or two. Because they're Mitwee's better in this part of the circuit, whereas Yossi's probably better. Yossi's quite better in this part.
Yossi with a little bit of a mistake there. Sorry, braking a little bit late, but he has managed to keep the position.
That's his line. That's the line he's going for. But
is that his line? Just really drop it in deep.
I think so. He did it a couple laps ago. I don't know if he did last lap. T-shirt's good lap.
T-shirt going fastest after having to pit because well, he was on soft tyres and they wore out after about 4 laps. But I mean,
this is where Mitwee's better at this part of the circuit, whereas Yossi's probably better in sector 1.
Yeah.
So, it's an interesting. They've got an interesting balance between the two.
Yossi's pulled a little bit.
He's got damage. He's got damage because he's ghosted.
Surely, yeah, he surely got damage from that. That was a big impact, wasn't it? He's lucky that he's still got an end plate there. It might be lime green. You never know, but he's just about. You know, it's still going to knock off a tenth of your time. Big spin there for Yossi out of turn 1, and that is going to allow him to go ghosted, and that pulls Mitwee through. Woo!
Wow.
So big wiggle there out of turn 1. I think he might have clipped the wall. You know, let me just have a quick look. I was watching it.
Wow.
From the back of Mitwee. No, he doesn't hit the wall. He just gets on the accelerator a little bit too early. Puts him into ghost, and that just allows Mitwee to slice himself through. So now 3 seconds he needs to go for the win here. News just managed to get himself. Sorry, Stiggy's managed to get News managed to get himself past Fusion Goals. After I'm guessing it's been a battle for a long time, so he's just about managed to do it. It's taken him a little while.
Interesting. That corner, yeah, Sandevort, no heroics to Sandevort, as the old engineer would say to them. Yeah.
I miss him. I miss Jeff.
We love it. We stand Jeff.
Problem is they're very even on pace, so it's going to be difficult for Mitwee to win this, I think. Because Yossi is just going to do everything in his power to just keep up, and at the moment he is. But nevertheless, it's still 10 laps to go. Penalties still can be dished out. Damage can still occur.
Yossi has an interesting line through Casino as well. He hugs the inside through. I don't know what the corner before it's called. I know Casino squares with the right hander, but it's just like he has an interesting line. He just hugs the inside of the long left hander. So, I mean. Some of the lines that Yossi's taken I wouldn't really personally do. Maybe in qualifying, yeah, but not in the race. I think Mitwee, yeah, this is where Mitwee's just quick. He's just there, he goes. Look, it's 2 tenths. Gets on the power as well. Yeah, this is they are matching each other really well.
It is Massenet. I googled it. A little knock there for Yossi out of swimming pool as well.
Again, yeah, that's why he's been doing a lot though.
Keeps knocking it. I'm guessing he's realised that he can kind of get away with it, but at one point, the game ain't going to let him do that.
Yeah, another corner that can be quite tricky is that last corner, Anthony knows, because it goes left as well. The barrier goes left. I personally think the barrier should be extended out and just have it as a straight.
Yeah.
But the left's awful. Also, that is the design of this track, Anthony knows. The last corner we named after him. Because he's created probably one of the most historical track of all time.
Fair enough.
I'm sure many league racers hate him, but there we are. I think it's Anthony Noge. I think so.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is called Anthony Noge. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I might go from here. Well, can you imagine if it's a Tilkadrome?
Oh God. Ugh.
I never thought I'd mention Herman Tilke in a PSGL stream at Monaco, but here we are.
Yeah, especially at Monaco as well.
Yeah, this race is just, it's always to get to going, you just waffle about the most random stuff.
Yeah, well, when there's not really
Ooh.
much out. Oh, what's happened?
And a bit of a moment.
Who? Oh. I do apologise for anybody that's falling asleep. Yeah, I know. I've seen that Ferrari. I've seen Real Porty a couple of times, and I thought, oh my god, when did he get there?
Yeah, like what? How's he there?
And it's a massive gap, isn't it, between P2 and P3? Like,
yeah,
it just kind of appeared after the round of pit stops and kind of unexplained.
If you were to commentate on PSGL F12, you would have been falling asleep by lap 6. I think first to fourth about 40 seconds by about lap 20. And it went out. Actually ended up getting extended to a minute. So yeah, it wasn't great. Oh, Mitsubi's tyres have gone.
Is he struggling? Is he?
Yeah, he's struggling.
I think at this point, Mitwee's just got to hope for Yossi to make a silly mistake and pick up a penalty or damage, because as of right now, he's clearly not got the pace to extend 3 seconds. You know, he's got to do 2.5 seconds, and it's just not happening right now, is it? Not going his way.
Yes, not yet. Still got 9 laps.
Yeah, he's still got a while. He has still got a while. He's just going to have to do a lot to achieve it.
This has been... Do you know what? It's not been that bad.
It hasn't been that bad for Monaco. I agree with you wholeheartedly there. It could have been so much worse.
But it also hasn't been great.
It hasn't.
Obviously. But, you know... Monaco, it's on the border of France. France is a country that many Englishmen do not like at the moment. Don't blame them.
We don't talk about it.
A lot of Englishmen will be rooting for a certain African country on Wednesday.
Yeah.
At 7 PM. But you know, everyone's gonna be a native Moroccan on Wednesday.
Yep.
I bought a Morocco top, so we're all ready. No. Yeah. Like, look, that game wasn't great. We didn't talk about it.
I'm going to be taking a DNA test over the coming week and just praying that there's a little bit of Moroccan in me.
Argentinian, Croatian, or Moroccan.
Yeah, just anything to knock them out.
Yeah.
Anything but the French.
Anything but the French. You know, over history we've been good friends.
Oh, best of friends.
We're not friends anymore. No, like, look. Obviously, Monaco isn't France, so don't worry. I wasn't considering bailing out on this. You know,
yeah, they just speak the weird language.
They don't speak French or anything.
Do they not?
They actually no. That's stupid. Why have I said that? Of course they do.
What else to say? Like, come on.
Why have I said that?
How?
I thought they speak Monegasque, but I realised Monegasque isn't a language. It's French.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so stupid. By the way, Yossi's dropped back.
Yeah, it's to a second now, but
damage? No.
Maybe, you don't know. Alright, I'm going to disappear for like a lap. I'll be back in a sec.
That's fine. Yossi is getting close. Maybe we just struggle through that corner actually. Should we go for a silent lap, see what Yossi can do? No, we're fine. 18 seconds to third. Obviously, Stiggy will be getting P3 at the moment with the lack of penalty that he has got. .2 seconds. So he's just dropping back. Maybe Mitchell's got the late race save. Two seconds now, so Stiggy's got to kind of get close. He's on very old tyres. Still 1.5 seconds. BR4 is actually quite close. Sorry, I just been looking at the gap to see who's really close and who isn't. BR4 is actually really close.
That gap's gotten bigger.
Yeah. You'll see he's struggling.
Clearly, my God. So 1.5 seconds. So basically, he's got to double it in.
Oh,
5
Yossi,
laps.
that is one hell of a chicane. Do not want to be doing that too much.
Absolutely. Well, it's not really gained him any time, has it? It's still 1.5.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened to Real Pordy? I've got no idea what happened to him.
He spun. So, you know when me and teacher were doing that stupid battle around the outside and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Paulie spun in the tunnel, got damaged, and he just hasn't recovered from that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one, and he's a while back. He's just managed to get past Real Bowen, though. I think Real Bowen might have gone into the pits, though.
He pit.
Yeah. Either way,
2.4 seconds to gain in 4 laps.
it's doable.
Tam picks up his
Oh
first
my
time
God,
penalty
I
of the
saw
Grand Prix.
penalty and I looked up in just sheer worry that it was Yossi and that all of a sudden his sort of keeping up ability
He's on
is-
one warning.
He's on one warning. Also, he's got a little while to get a penalty.
Mid-tweet had an invalidated lap time, apparently. Interesting.
Maybe that's when he picked up a penalty. It
No,
invalidated.
it wasn't. It wasn't because the warning was like lap 7. Unless that was a warning.
Oh, how confusing. Maybe. Anyway, BR still right on the back of Fusion Gold. Has been there for about 20 laps now. Nothing short of desperate at this point, I can imagine. If he does manage to get past, though, he will take P5 because they are within within Nude's penalty. I mean, it's close. Fusion's 7 seconds back, but it's a 9-second penalty, so it is still very much on. And that gap's not increasing, though, is it? Yossi's holding on. Just.
Did you just look up again, like, in disbelief?
Yeah, I just keep looking up. Just worried, because that's pretty much deciding the outcome, isn't it? Yossi must be he's got a really difficult game to play now because he's got to keep it fast, otherwise he's going to drop 3 seconds back and he's lost it. But he's got to keep it clean, otherwise he's going to lose it on penalties. And oh my God, it's intense. It's intense.
It is intense, but we'll have to see how we get results on it. I actually thought I was on that time because they come to a corner. So I picked up his penalty there. This is actually interesting, isn't it? How long have we got left? 2 laps? 9 UK time? Yeah, it's been long.
It has been a while. It's been a long... we're an hour in since sort of qualifying started. It's been a while. It's been a while.
That could be a warning for Yossi. Oh my lord! Oh my lord!
What happened to him?
Oh! He's got damage!
Big damage! Big damage!
He's surely got damage.
Surely he's hit the inside and the outside.
There's no visual. There's no visual.
How? If you get away with that, how?
He hasn't got away with it. I can tell he hasn't got away with it. He just turned into that corner. There's no way. There's no way Yossi's got away with that at all.
It's a second with 2 laps to go. He's dropped a 2/10 in that corner alone.
He's got damage. He's got damage. 100%.
What did I say in qualifying? Raskas, if you hit the inside, you hit the outside.
Me to back.
To back, yeah, what am I on about? To back. And it's now half a second with 1.5 laps to go. What are you seeing? You're seeing a
I saw
blue
Williams.
flag.
I saw Williams. And I thought, oh my lord.
Oh, and Yossi sliding around. I think Yossi might be out of this. You know, it's 2/10 now. A 10.
Mitri must be absolutely like going, what the hell is going on?
How on earth have I all of a sudden gone from 1.7 to now 2.9?
How has he only got lime green damage, by the way, from that hit alone?
I know, that's ridiculous. And he's now closing down a little bit. He's gained a 10th.
He's got a warning there.
Hopped over there. That's a definite warning.
It was.
10
right,
seconds.
it's 1 more lap.
It's 3 seconds now. Oh, it just clicked onto 3 seconds there for a very, very short moment. And now it's a lap to hold on for Yossi. He's got to hold on to the 3/10. It's now up to 3 seconds. Mitwi currently leader of this race. It's so close.
I said do not do a qualifying lap in the race. He's got to do one now with damage, whatever. He's got to do it. Push the absolute limits. He's driven so well today, so well. And 1 lap for judgment and to back, and lap 37 has cost him this race completely, because there's no way he's getting that gap back down to 3 seconds.
No, I can't see it happening.
Unless Mitwi does something stupid.
Yeah, and he's managed to get. He's gone and got past the Williams there. It's 3 seconds, but we've seen how much Yossi can actually nail in there. There's the 3-second time penalty. So unless Mitwi absolutely bottles it on the way home now, just a couple of corners to go through the second to last, through Raskas he goes. And he nearly bottles it. He very nearly bottles it, but Mitwi comes home to win in Monaco.
Well, there's one, he has a gap, he has a battle here for a penalty, because Stiggy's not got a penalty in. Archer's got 3 seconds, I think he's got 3 seconds. Don't quote me on that.
Archer's on 3 seconds, Stiggy's 2.5.
What's the gap? 2.5, this is interesting as well. Will Stiggy get his first podium of the season? The man who hasn't got a penalty, push it now, he's got to get it surely, do not back off. He's got it by a 10.
P3 for Stiggy. And New come home, he will not keep P5 as it stands right now. Oh no, he might, you know. Fusion Gold with 3 seconds of time penalties. I think it might just about be enough to hold on to P6. It is. There we go.
I'll give that one. 48 minutes that Grace took, by the
way.
Fair play to Stiggy.
Yeah, well done to Stiggy.
Penalty.
Not a penalty. Wow.
Did he get a warning? I don't know if he got a warning. He probably did when I scored. Yeah, he got 2 warnings. He just took it easy from there. Fair play. That race ending, Yossi, that 37. This is what I mean. Like Yossi does have this moment. He does have a lapse of concentration a lot. He had it in Austria last season, as I said multiple times. He can spin it very easily. He can cause something. And the Grand Prix de Monaco has won. In the most British accent ever by saying that, by the way. It's won by DET Mitwi of, I think it's the Jordan flag, I think he has. I don't want to offend any Middle Eastern country, because I don't want to get it wrong. But I think it's a Jordan flag, it might be Palestine, I'm not too sure though. And if he griddies.
He hasn't griddied. Okay, don't worry. There was no griddy. Either way, it's probably the most prestigious race to win. The AlphaTauri's done it, and on the final lap as well. Just about broke free, and after Yossi's very unfortunate mistake, he's surprisingly happy up on that podium. I wouldn't be that happy if I was him. Nevertheless, after it all, it was actually a 4-second gap. A surprise to be sure. 48 minutes and 29 seconds is how long that race took. So, oh yeah,
Wait, I've got a request.
yeah.
Mr. Stiggy wants an interview.
Mr. Stiggy wants an interview. Happily, yeah, calm. Right, yeah, tell him to join because isn't
Yeah, I told him.
everybody's on this one, isn't it? So either way, quick little race rundown before we'll head into an interview. I think that's the first of the season, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Mitwee takes the win with nothing short of a very, very impressive race. He was on P3, but no, I don't think any of us were expecting him to take a win here today, and he's absolutely nailed it and has probably got overtake of the season. Unless something ridiculous happens. Either way, Yossi came in P2 with Stiggy in P3, Archer in P4 and Nude P5, GC Fusion in P6 and BR P7, Suarez came in P8 and Tam in P9, Demorts in P10 with Ollie in P11, T-Show came in P12 with Boeing P13, Raporti in P14 and Luca in P15. Fabi and Vita round out the pack, and just to be noted, Luca down, DNF out of the session. Surprisingly, not a lot of DNFs, only 3.
Yeah, I did say expect to be like 10 people. Oh, he hasn't been added into this chat actually. That's poor. Okay, yeah, he's added now. But yeah, no, look, wasn't that bad of Monaco Grand Prix. Quite exciting towards the end.
It did. You know what? It wasn't as boring as I was expecting it to be, which is very happy to hear.
And talking about bottle jobs, we have got one of ourselves, known as Stiggy458. He does tend to bottle a lot.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
Hello.
Hello. How are we?
Good. How's yourself?
Yeah, I'm alright. A bit tired though. That was a whoa. That were hard.
So, I'm going to call you Stiggy just because professionalism.
Yes.
Are you wary? Are you of no knowledge? I can't speak. Are you wary that you were the only driver to not get a single penalty that whole Grand Prix?
Oh, that's fantastic. You see, and I think I might be up for Save of the Year award as well.
I didn't see it. But
I'll have to work out what lap it was on, but I think I was like catch up to. I think it was the medium stint or something. And through the swimming pool section, it's flat, right? I was like right before a box, and I lost the rear, and I had to just opposite lock it going into the next part of the track. So I nearly stoved it completely and would have crashed out. But another Stiggy save to the list.
Yep. Just one more question.
Go ahead. Go for it.
I was going to say, what was your opinion going into this Grand Prix? Because I know you said to me on, was it Friday or Thursday? You said you don't really enjoy Monaco, but you.
It's a hard track. It's not. It's such a difficult track. I wasn't going to. I wasn't looking forward to it for the simple reason that it could just go so wrong so quickly, and it's not exactly a track you race on. It's not one that's fun to race. It's one that's. But it's a different kind of test. I think it's more of like a test of making sure you're not crashing out, I guess, and consistency and stuff. I don't think I got any damage that race either, and my pace was quite consistent throughout both the stints. So I'm probably the best Monaco I've ever done, because I managed to get I was happy. I mean, unexpected P4 in quali, and then a third in the race. I'm quite pleased with that. I did let at the start. I know that I assumed that Fusion was the faster driver between the two of us in Mercedes at the start. So I sort of let him go into turn 1. So I didn't want to ruin his line at the start. But it might have been beneficial if I actually stayed in front of him. To be fair, but it's I'm still pleased with the result. P3. I don't think I really could have got any better, honestly.
Well, the other two drivers ran away quite a lot. Did you at any point think I might be able to try, or was it pretty much we can only settle for third here?
Yeah, I mean, I was honestly settling for 6th. I mean, I was at the start of the race. I mean, I was down to 5th at the start, and there were drivers behind me that I thought I'm going to get mugged here if I'm not careful. So I mean, I was just spending most of the race looking at the cars around me and their pace. But I mean, I sort of checked the gaps on the track map and stuff, and I realised that how big it was. I don't remember who was racing Mitwi at the start, aside from Yossi. I think it was Tycho.
Yeah.
And as soon as Mitwi got past, he was just gone. And I think what that meant is that it was possible that the rest of us could have done that as well. I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just like that was a good battle to watch, to be honest, between those two. There was a lot of noises from crashing.
I do want to get your opinion on that, because obviously honestly, that battle when Mitwi got past was incredible, like side by side for half a lap. I just want to see your opinion on that, because we weren't losing our minds up here.
It was very good to watch. I mean, there was definitely some contact in there. I mean, I don't really think they could have done it any better, considering that, you know, Monaco is really not a track you can go side by side on. Exactly. It was impressive to see how much room they gave each other. I think, granted, there were people, you know, they had to cut a corner or, you know, sort of like square each other off or something. But I think the racing respect they had was actually really good, and I think that's the sort of racing that we need, especially on a track like Monaco. The chances of that going to gone wrong were massive. I mean, if those who took each other out, Fusion, myself, and a couple of the guys behind me could have been, you know, taken out at the same time or had damage and our races ruined. You know, so I was very impressed with how those guys handled that battle. Yeah, it was a good sight to see. I wasn't surprised that you two were going mental at it.
Yeah, it was. It was very, very enjoyable to watch. Would you like to come back to Monaco?
It's a tough question to ask, isn't it? I mean, you know what? I mean, I was happy with the race. I was happy with the pace. I have had a good season so far. You know, I think I basically in short bottled the win at Bahrain. If I hadn't pit and hadn't got a penalty, I would have been, you know, maybe first or second. And then I had, you know, a DNF, I think, somewhere else. You know, so I'm happy to be back on the podium, and I'd like to sort of keep decent points from there. I think if Monaco's on the calendar next year, I think everybody will be a bit like, you know, a bit disappointed, because after all, it isn't a track you can race on. But it's so rewarding if you get it right, especially when you look at the end of the race and you see the lap times you were doing, and they were within sort of like a tenth or two of each other. There wasn't really any laps where you made a big mistake or were half a second slower or something. I wouldn't be upset if I saw it again that much, but I think there is a few of the tracks I'd rather have on the calendar.
Talking about a good track, we're going to, is it Silverstone? I think it's Silverstone, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
For the 22nd, no, not 22nd, I can't count, 18th of December. So, what's your opinion? Also, this is the race before the break, the Christmas break. What's your opinion on Silverstone? I know you quite like it, from experience with playing with you a lot on this game.
Yeah, you enjoy looking behind my diffuser, don't you?
Yeah. Shush. No, what's your opinion on Silverstone? Because I know, obviously, a lot of people do like the track. It's very fast flowing, quite good for the cars as well. Obviously, very historical track as well. It's
good fun. It's a good fun circuit. I think, you know, yet again, it'll be a nice balance to see who does medium hard or hard medium. I know the crossover like between the two is really isn't much. It can go. You know, there's a couple of corners on there. I think it's like Chapel coming onto the kind of hanger straight. If you get that wrong, you can just spin off and lose your entire weekend. Really, it's a fun track. It's not my best anymore. But yeah, I think it's one of those tracks I'll be consistent at and just want to get, you know, sort of like top 8 again or something. They just try and continually get points. I mean, personally, if I could, I'd just have Monza every race. But you know, I'd actually be able to score at Monza once. You know.
Well, other than that, I mean, I know that this is new for F9, but there's this little tradition I have with pretty much everybody I ever interview, and it's called the 3-race word roundup.
Oh,
no, sorry, the 3-word race roundup. I've even got its name wrong. All it is, very simple, 3 words, describe your race.
Consistency is key. I think there's anything I can say about that.
Good answer. I like it when people make sentences out of it. Makes it sound much nicer.
I mean, there are other people. I think there are many other words like Monaco is, and then, you know, insert bleeped word here. I think there's probably quite a few of those. But you know, I'll go with the professional answer, I think, today.
Well,
Yeah, please do.
congratulations on your podium. And who knows, maybe we'll see you next week as well.
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, big shout out as well to Riker, keeping me honest all race. With his penalty, that was really close. I had to really put some effort in on those last that last stint to try and keep up with him.
Don't act like you weren't trying.
I was trying. That's what I'm saying. I was trying my harder. I was trying my hardest to keep up with him. So I was giving a big shout out. It was
the way
difficult.
you started that. It sounded like you weren't going to be saying, "Oh, I wasn't trying to get to him because I knew the penalty."
No. I was trying. I wanted to. I mean, I wanted to try and stay in the 3-second window, and to do that, I had to be 100% all the time. I would not have been able to pass him though.
Yeah,
no
he picked
way.
quite early as well. Which was
I did. I
interesting.
saw Suarez box, and I wanted to cover him off. The problem with that was, well, luckily he didn't get me, but it meant that Riker actually managed to jump myself, Fusion, and Tycho in the end. So realistically, I don't think you'd have pitted any earlier than I pitted, but the undercut is really powerful on this game, on Monaco at least, especially when you're in clear air. There was a couple of sort of like lapse phases throughout the race where I'd deliberately sort of like give myself a second or two to the car in front, just to see how much more pace I had in the bag if I wasn't sat behind them. So yeah, it was it's just such a hard track to overtake on, and that's why it's all about keeping out the barriers, really.
Well, thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure.
Thank you ever so much for having me. Appreciate your accommodation, guys. Thank you.
That's all right, and we shall possibly see you next week.
I hope so.
See you later.
See you in a bit.
Alrighty, so race done, and I mean, there's not an awful lot left to say really, other than we've managed to do a 48-minute race at Monaco and not have a single VSC or safety car, which
I didn't even notice. Oh my lord! Oh my god! I didn't even notice that. Wow.
Yeah, that says something, doesn't it? That really does say something about the quality of these drivers are ridiculous. Other than that, is there anything you particularly want to add?
No, actually, I think I'm okay.
Well, in that case, thank you all very much for joining us, and we'll see you next week for Silverstone. Good night.